What happens at Grandma's stays at Grandma's is a model for you and your grandkids. If it's fun, it's fair game. But lately, hip pain has you grimacing more than laughing. And that's the moment you realize life's too short to put off treatment any longer.
The Joint and Spine Center is Cincinnati's leading destination for orthopedic care, with hundreds of joint replacements each year. So when a moment has the power to change the rest of your life, go to the one place with the power to change it for the better. The Christ Hospital Health Network. This changes everything.
The Pound This Podcast is brought to you by the Christ Hospital Health Network. This is the Pound This Podcast, episode 611, the Daily Weigh-In, workouts that promote fat burning at rest.
I want to lose weight, but I don't know how to get started.
What should I meal prep every week?
How do I get those sweet booty gains?
Inspiration for your healthy lifestyle. The Pound This Podcast with Amanda Valentine.
What's up? Thank you so much for listening to the Pound This Podcast. I'm Amanda Valentine, and this is the Daily Weigh-In, where I take your questions, mostly from my Instagram page, @YouCanPoundThis, and I answer them. This one is going to be an incredibly short and sweet episode. You're welcome. It's not me rambling on forever. At least that's not the plan. So the question I have today is, what are workouts that promote fat burning at rest? And here is the very extremely simple answer. Strength training. Lifting some weights. That's it. The end. Actually, I'm going to talk a little bit more than that. But yeah, if you want to burn more fat at rest, you need more muscle for that. And to build more muscle, you need to do strength training. So cardio, you're going to be burning your fat while you're doing that cardio. And yes, that will also continue to burn for a little bit too after. I think, doesn't Orange Theory do something where they tell you like how many calories you burn and how long afterwards you're burning or something? I don't know. I haven't taken Orange Theory class. But yes, there's true to that. But if you want to do, just to kind of have the engine pumping and burning stuff for you, then yes, strength training all the way for everyone. And do not even start with me if I don't want to get bulky. Do you know how freaking hard it is to get bulky? I would love to get bulky from lifting weights, and I am nowhere near it. So do not be afraid of lifting weights. And also, do not be afraid of age, because it is extremely important for people as you get older to do strength training. There's all sorts of science, if you want to look into it, about seniors and strength training and how incredibly important it is for once you're a senior citizen that you should be lifting some weights. Now, by lifting weights, do I mean you need to start powerlifting and be an Olympic lifter or do some CrossFit? No. It just means pick up some weights. And it also just means, be active in that way other than cardio. Now, if you're in a place now, it's COVID, things are weird everywhere. You can't go to the gym to lift weights. You don't have weights at home. They're impossible to buy right now. You can absolutely do banded workouts. You can do strength training with bands. You can also do some body weight workouts. I mean, there's limitations to that because to gain the most muscle and strength, you're going to need some weight on that. But there's things you can do at home too. Milk jugs, kitty litter, whatever you got. And it's not going to take a lot. Now, can I tell you what specific workouts to do with those weights? I can't, because every individual is different. I don't know what your needs are. I don't know what your body is. I don't know what your mechanics are. There's a lot to it, which is hard to do on a podcast. You know what I mean? Because that's kind of individualized, and I don't know everything about you, the person that asked this question. So I don't want to give specific workouts for this. This is why this is an incredibly short episode, is just lift some weights. And you have questions about what exercises should I be doing? Where do I start? How to do all of that? Then that's whenever you want to reach out and ask somebody, a personal trainer, or maybe somebody that is, does online coaching and that can watch you and evaluate you and hear where you are and where you're at. And I would kind of avoid, again, especially if you do have some limitations and you're afraid of just starting throwing weight around, I wouldn't just pick up an online weight training thing or a beach body thing. I mean, that's why they're always like, consult a physician so you don't like hurt yourself. So, I mean, also know yourself before you know what you're going to get into. But yeah, get some dumbbells, and there you go. So that's the way you're going to do it. And you're just going to be healthier overall. Like there's just all of the benefits of strength training are just immense. And you're going to have long-term effects from that. And it all depends on how much you invest into it. Something is absolutely better than nothing. You're not going to get bulky unless you go hard or you take some steroids or something. Like to be bulky, first off, you have to have an extremely low amount of body fat, which is also not an easy feat for a woman. I'm assuming you're a woman listening to this, it's just, don't be freaked out by weights. Do not. And if you need to find a way more exciting, if you don't like the thought of like, oh, I'm just like lifting like a bodybuilder, like you can create circuit training and you can do circuits with weights. There's a lot of opportunities, lots of options, especially since COVID happened and so many people are doing these, fitness programs online. Lots and lots of choices. Of course, my top choice to recommend to you would be my gym, which is Cincy 360 Fitness here in Cincinnati for online and in person, mostly in person training, but they do also do virtual training as well. So that would be my number one recommendation. I'm very biased, but yeah, so that's it. Lift some weights. If you have any questions, I told you it's going to be short. Send me an email, Amanda@AmandaValentineBites.com, or you can find me on Instagram at YouCompoundThis. Love you, mean it. Talk to you later.
For info on health coaching and more, go to AmandaValentineBites.com.